and welcome into another episode of Dan Tony Sports. My name is Dan Snyder, joined tonight by the original crew. That's right, we are back to the original three for the week. Dan O'Shea, Tony Casper, Dan Snyder. Gentlemen, how we all doing?
Wonderful.
That is
doing
good to hear.
Doing good.
That's good to hear. Mike White, the savior of the New York Jets.
Oh, yes. Classic Jets savior.
All right, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a little bit. But first, I just want to ask your guys' opinion on something that I've been seeing on social media. That is the Madden Curse. I've been playing a lot of Madden lately, and the Madden Curse, this year the cover, two different spectrums. Tom Brady, again, MVP candidate, contender, didn't look so great against Washington this week. And then Pat Mahomes been struggling, 25 touchdowns to 10 interceptions, not playing very Mahomes-like. So the Madden Curse, it's taken on these two players, completely different games that they've been playing. Is the Madden Curse a thing? And if so, how is it not affecting Tom Brady as well?
Well, I mean, it certainly feels like it's been a thing in the past. It was pretty reliable there year to year that whoever was on there would get hurt.
Sean Alexander, Peyton Hillis. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like the last few years someone hasn't gotten hurt. So I don't know if it's still as much of a thing, but I will say this: if they split it, maybe that's why Mahomes has been struggling until just this week, and now you're going to see Tom Brady struggle the rest of the season, and that's what they're splitting the curse this year.
Tony's over there hoping so because the Buccaneers play the Giants on Monday night.
Yeah, as if that's somehow going to get better because of this. I have a hard time believing in. The Madden Curse definitely held water just because of its. For so long it was whoever's on there is going to get hurt. Splitting it definitely makes it a little bit more difficult, but I don't know so much as this is Tom Brady still got a loaded team. Actually, in fairness, Tom Brady's team looks like if you had a Madden Ultimate team, you got your mother's credit card and just started buying everybody.
That's true. That's true.
But that being said, I don't know how much this is like. If you really look at Patrick Mahomes in the last since he's been in the league, his numbers are out of this world. Like at a certain point, teams come crashing down to reality, and so do players. Like, you can't expect them to maintain a level of greatness the entire time. Not to mention the things that are happening in Kansas City. Like, their defense isn't what it used to be. Edwards-Helaire goes down. Other than Tyreek Hill, you have Hardman. Like, the weapons just, you still have Kelsey. So it's not as many excuses, but it's not like Mahomes is playing terribly. I think the Chiefs are just playing terribly.
That's a good point. I will say about Mahomes two things. One, his not looking great, I think, is a product of that offensive line being bad, because they basically got rid of everyone and had to rebuild it. And two, whoever created Mahomes shouldn't have put the bazooka X factor on him. They should have put gambler or run and gun, because with that offensive line, he's not quick enough, not as much of a scrambler enough to get out of the pocket and have time still to throw the ball, like Kyler Murray's had, like Lamar has had. He's slowly becoming a pocket passer.
Gambler's more accurate for him because he does make some questionable plays, like especially once he has to be forced to get out of that pocket. Something like Bazooka, personally, just going to the game, I'm thinking that you're looking at someone like, you got to look at, like, Josh Allen, who can throw the ball from end zone to end zone if he really wanted to.
Yep. Yeah, that is true. Bazooka is the most useless, in my opinion, most useless X factor in Madden. But I digress. We're not going to talk about Madden gameplay. But The Madden
other
Curse.
thing is, I'm pretty sure Brady's a vampire, so I don't really understand. They could put him on with anybody else, and I don't know, avocado ice cream or some shit. I don't understand it.
All right, I lied. I'm going to talk for like 20 more seconds about Madden gameplay. I did a franchise where I tried to relocate a team, and the team was the Dolphins, and we relocated to Mexico City. It took me 9 straight seasons of complete neglect of the stadium to be able to relocate. And in the news, right after it showed my relocation, it was Tom Brady retires from the NFL in 2029. Or 2030. He retires from the NFL.
That is hilarious.
That'd be 31 years of NFL play. That's so crazy.
No, thank you. Please, God, no.
Oh, but yeah. Anyways, Madden Curse. We all know sports, very superstitious. People have their rituals. People have their, they wear the same pair of socks. What's his name? Wide receiver, played for the Cowboys and the Washington Redskins back in the day. Ellis would put a Tootsie Roll in his sock, and every time he scored, he would eat that Tootsie Roll on the field. So, people have their weird rituals.
Was it wrapped?
Yes. Yeah, it was a wrapped Tootsie. It was one of the ones that are in the
Even so, that's probably going to be a sweaty Tootsie Roll, but
not the paper wrapped, the ones that are in the metallic wrapped. The big ones.
It's hard to make it any better.
Because, I feel like you should have at that point.
Yeah.
That's commitment.
But, anyways, so I, am very, very not into the whole, ritual or... What's the word I'm looking for?
Superstition of
superstitious, yes. But I have my things. Every time Penn State plays, I have my Penn State glass. When I'm watching the Cowboys, I always have my Cowboys mug, and I always put 5 ice cubes in it, one for each Super Bowl win they've got, and I wear my Cowboys jersey. I just ordered a Micah Parsons shirt, so now I'm going to replace my Jalen Smith jersey with a Micah Parsons shirt, because they don't make jerseys in, 5X anymore. Us fatties don't like football, apparently. But
well, no, they only make those for the people that are actually on the field that need them.
Right. Yeah, Albert Hainsworth and Vince Wilfork, them guys.
Yeah, yep, I got it.
Well, yeah, not superstitious really, but I have my little quirks. But I don't believe in the Madden Curse. Football is a very physical game.
Just a little stitious, as Michael Scott would say.
Yeah. Football is a very physical game, and it seems like every year you got players who weren't on the cover of Madden who just constantly get hurt. J.J. Watt's never been on the cover of Madden. Throw him on Madden. If he gets hurt again, is this going to be the Madden Curse, or is this going to be J.J. Watt's fragile?
No,
I mean, there's also people talking about
and he won't get hurt. He's the opposite.
Do it. I don't want to see him get hurt.
Although there's also what's been happening this year is the Manning Curse. Any player who's been on the Manning Monday Night Cast, the next week they've lost.
Yeah. Yep. There have been players who are like, we'd really rather not have the Mannings do this.
Yeah, I'm sure if I was an active player, I'd be like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to run the risk of being the statistic. You know what? If somebody comes on and they win, yeah, maybe I'll go.
Yep. But, man, that Manning cast is so weird. So weird.
I enjoy it.
I don't know.
I like it.
Really? I feel like it's forced.
Yeah, I enjoy just listening to them have conversations, and the guests that they have on are usually good and usually entertaining. I mean, you get Marshawn Lynch dropping an F-bomb. You got Eli Manning flipping double birds. I mean...
Oh, yeah, that was great. It really depends on the game, but especially if it's a game I don't really care about, then yeah, I want to listen to them just talk about certain things. They have better analysis than a lot of these announcers do.
Well, you
see, a big game, then I'd probably watch the real broadcast.
I mean, honestly, you look at that group that are broadcasting that game. And I just can't. Louis Riddick is one of the most biased pieces of shit in all of sports. Anyone that's in the NFC East that's not the Eagles, he fucking hates. Like when the
well, it doesn't help that what they're competing against on ESPN. It actually helps them that what they're competing against on ESPN is fucking hot garbage. But that's been the case for Monday Night Football for how long now?
Yeah,
the Manning cast, if anything, is going to take over.
Yeah, honestly,
a regular thing.
Honestly, if I could create a great Monday night broadcast team, and then we're going to get into the games, I swear. Tony Romo on play-by-play, and I really like how far Greg Olson has come as a color commentary. So put those two together. I think that'd be great. Former player,
I wouldn't be opposed to that because you didn't say the name Joe Buck, or Chris Collinsworth. So as long as those two aren't involved, you can usually get me to be like, okay, I can deal with this.
All right, that's it. We're bringing back Tirico with Jason Witten and Booger McFarland. So.
Oh, God.
Okay, well, I didn't say go back to what has already failed. I'm just saying don't shove the shit down my throat that I have to deal with anyway. You know how hard it was to actually root during the baseball playoffs with having to listen to Joe Buck every night?
I don't know, but you know what else?
Sure, that's how it went.
You know what would be a fun one? Having Brady and Eli Manning doing it in the future. Yeah,
I wouldn't be opposed to that. That doesn't bother me. That would not bother me as much, I don't think.
All right. You know what does bother me? How shitty this week of NFL action has been. And what do you say we get into it? And boy, when I say shitty, it was fucking terrible. Let's start with Thursday night. One of the most boring games I've ever watched. Literally, the Dolphins' defensive plan was drop 4 in coverage, rush 7. Literally every play. And the Ravens were not able to get a tight end or a running back behind a defensive end for a 6-yard play. They ran the same defense every play. Like, your ass is getting pressured. How do you not run a fake wide receiver screen, hit your running back over the middle, and take that 6-7 yards? The corners were playing 10 yards off, safeties were playing 12 yards off, and you have your linebackers and your defensive line rushing every play. Literally every play. And they still weren't able to solve the Miami Dolphins. What the fuck? Dolphins win the game 22-10. Lamar Jackson, 238 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Tua turned the ball over, didn't do it Thursday night, 158 yards, no touches, no picks. Very, game manager kind of thing. The leading rusher only had 31 yards, Myles Gaskin. Albert Wilson had more than half of the yards on 4 catches. The Dolphins' offense wasn't very good outside of Robert Hunt, who made the play of the year, even though it was illegal.
My only thoughts on this was, 1, shocking. 2, just because it did not see that game going that way at all. 2, was a pretty boring game for what it's worth. And 3, that touchdown was something of glory and one of the best things I've ever seen, and I only wished it would have been legal.
So, I don't remember who it was